Hello jewelry friends, it's Amy and welcome to my feature-length Saturday video. I have a haul video for you today and it's quite a doozy of a haul, so sit down, buckle up, and let's have fun talking about found treasures and gifted treasures as well. Alright, so look at this hunk of awesomeness in front of me. I'm gonna start with to me, I'm doing this chronologically in how I acquired the items. So I'm gonna start here with this necklace. I was out of town visiting a family member, and I thought, well, let me just see if there's any estate sales, and I found one. Went to it, not expecting a thing. I just thought, let me go check and see how another state, how another estate company runs their stuff in a completely different state. Check their prices is kind of what I was thinking, that type of thing. And lo and behold, the house belonged to a woman who was an educator at the collegiate level, and she had passed, and the house was pretty much about ready to slide down the hill, so they kept telling us to be very careful where we stepped at in the house and how uneven it was. And it was truly uneven. It was very you could smell the moisture in the air from the decay in the house. But this woman was a fashion lady. Unfortunately, her clothes and shoes were way too big for me, but she had scarves, so I was able to get two scarves from her. And she also had some nice kitchenware, so I got some Pyrex, and I also got some jewelry. So down by the garage where the checkout was, they had two tables set up on either side of the garage. The one on the left had the brooches, the earrings, the bracelets, and a few necklaces on it, and no rings. I couldn't find any rings anywhere. And then over the other table over here had bags, and I'm talking like the big gallon Ziploc bags, just full, and I could tell they were necklaces. And so as I approached them, now mind you, this was day 3 of this sale. And as I approached them, they said, hello, everything's 50% off. Unless it's marked no discount or firm, and they said just kind of watch where you step and all that kind of stuff. And I asked them, I said, what about these bags over here with the necklaces? And she said, they're individually marked. You're welcome to dig through them if you could just put them back in the same bags they came in. She said, I just didn't have the space to spread out all of the necklaces that this lady had. And I said, okay, not a problem. So while everybody was over at the left duking it out over brooches, I was over on the other side going through the bags of necklaces, and I found this in there, and I knew as soon as I touched it what it was. Pulled it out. I was very, very gentle with it. I don't know if you can see up here. You see how it's just on the string and how it's been strung, how it's been stretched out a little bit. I mean, that is probably like just sewing thread holding all this together. So eventually this is going to have to get restrung. And I was fairly certain. I mean, you know how in your gut it's amber, but I really wanted to make sure. But did I go prepared? Now, I don't know if you guys have figured this out about me, or if my friends are watching, they're like, oh, Amy's a Boy Scout. Like, I'm always prepared. But on this particular instance, I did not have my kit with me. And so in my kit, I have an old makeup bag full of, it's got a black light in it, it's got a flashlight in it, it's got a measuring tape, a magnet, who knows what else is in there. But it's my kit, and I always take it with me whenever I go yard selling or estate selling. Well, because I'd been traveling, I didn't take it with me. I didn't anticipate stopping at any yard sales or estate sales. So I just casually looked around and just said, does anybody have a black light I could borrow real quick? And some nice man, he's like, yeah, here, borrow mine. And I said, well, thanks. And he stood right there next to me, and I turned it on and flashed it on there. And of course, if amber glows under a black light. It turns, and I'm going to be a little gross here, but I'm a teacher, or a former teacher, so like, this is nothing, and a mom, so you know how when you're sick, you had a snotty nose and you're starting to get sick, but you're not like fully sick yet, and your snot is kind of that yellow green color. That's what color amber turns under a black light. So I flashed that guy's black light on here, and of course it glowed that sickly green color, and he went, "Whoa." And I said, "Uh-huh." And I unclicked it, handed it back to him, and I said, "Thank you so much for your kindness," and put this in my keep pile. So I don't know if he knew what it was or if he just wasn't expecting it to glow. I'm assuming because he had a black light, he kind of knew about such things, but maybe he didn't know amber glowed. I don't know, whatever. Maybe he was just there checking glassware, because, you know, certain glassware glows. And anyway, I just thought that was really sweet that he shared. You know, I would have done it too if somebody casually asked me if I was out, you know, does anybody have a black light? I'd be like, yeah, sure, here, borrow mine. So you know, there are kind people all around, and I thought that was very nice of him. So now, mind you, everything was marked and it was half off. I got this for $3, y'all. It was marked $6 and I got it for $3. And I'm shocked and amazed and very grateful for the opportunity to be the new owner of this lady's jewelry and her awesome amber here. Like I said, she was a collegiate level educator, and you could tell just by the souvenirs she had in her house that she had traveled extensively in her life. And oops, I don't want to put that in there. I'll put that over here. Okay, so here's some other things I found while I was there. Now, we all know I have a fascination with chippy things, so there is some coral chip necklace. It's just a throw over. There's no clasp on it, but just add this to my ever-growing chip necklace collection, and very happy with that. I think I paid $2 for this. There we go. And then I found this necklace right here. Let's see if we can get the color just right. I'm still working on, I'm trying to improve on my color and my focus and all that. So the clasp is not sterling silver, it is just silver toned, but I think the beads are sterling silver because I polished a couple of them up as best as I could, and they're non-magnetic. Now the white stones are white cat's eye, and then we've got some pink, probably rose quartz, and then I've got some green nephrite jade here. I looked under the loupe and you can see all the inclusions in there, but these are probably glass cat's eye. I'm assuming so. That's what I would think they are. I mean, I guess they could be mother of pearl. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't have anything like this in that color pattern, so I wanted to get that. Again, couple of dollars. All the necklaces were either marked $6 or $4, and so I either paid $3 or $2 for each of these. Okay, so this one, again, silver tone clasp, not sterling silver, and it wasn't until I got home from my trip with my loupe that I was able to look to see. I knew it was either sodalite or lapis lazuli. And so under my loupe, I could see the gold pyrite in there. So this is lapis lazuli. The beads are sterling silver. I did polish up a couple of them. And again, that's just going to have to be me working, you know, rubbing away at it, you know, with the good old silver polishing cloth here. And it's just something I can sit and do whenever I'm, you know, watching TV or waiting for the pizza to come out of the oven. So, but I enjoy cleaning jewelry. So it's nice. I like it. Look at that. Ooh, I bet I could even double that up as a bracelet if I wanted to. All right, and then I got this stretch bracelet. And good old Jen at Jem's Gems could tell you exactly what it is. The name escapes me right now. I want to say bloodstone, but I don't think that's right. But I have purchased some stones from her to make a bracelet out of from this particular type of stone. And it's just pretty. I like it. I like natural stone jewelry. So I picked that up, again, a couple of dollars. And then this one has a kind of unusual clasp. I either need to put a different clasp on this or tighten up this little hook a little bit, because this comes undone real easy. But this, do you see how the stones are not even? Well, thanks to some legwork by some other jewelry YouTube jewelry resellers, this is jet. I don't know if it's Whitby jet, but it's jet. And they did not cut the stones evenly. This is a piece of probably of mourning jewelry, and I don't mean like mourning in the daytime, M-O-R-N. I'm talking about mourning like boohoo, sad, people have died, M-O-U-R. N-I-N-G maybe. So it's old, and it has some chips in it right here in this little faceted piece. But because of the facet, the light catching on the facets, you can't really see the dings in it all that much, I don't think. But I knew exactly that this was a piece of old mourning jewelry, and I wanted to add it to my collection. I have a long, thanks to Anna at Vintage Jewelry Galore, I have a long, like 60-inch strand of just these beads right here. Oh, and this is going to look fantastic with it. But again, I need to probably close up that clasp or put another one on it, one of the two. It looks like something's been replaced on it anyway. But, as I said before, if I was as old as this piece of jewelry, I'd have a few nicks and dings and need some replacement parts as well. So, but it's still super pretty. So, I don't know if you guys care about Pyrex or not, but I found a few pieces of Pyrex in there. This is a part of a Cinderella bowl, and so these can be used as the handles, or this is the handle and that's the spout, like if you wanted to pour something out. So this is part of a Cinderella set that according to my Pyrex book that I have, this is part of the Town and Country line. I didn't find any other Town and Country pieces, but again, this was day 3 of the sale. I found this buried in the bottom of a hutch, and it was filthy dirty too. So I think a lot of people just passed over it, not willing to dig as much. But let me tell you, and it has, I don't know if you can see the little inclusions in it right here. Those are called flea bites, and it's just where the paint's been kind of scratched off a little. But the most important thing is this is not dishwasher damaged. You do not put your Pyrex into the dishwasher, period. I mean, if that's the one thing you can do for me in this world, do not put your Pyrex in the dishwasher. It will become damaged and faded and nasty, and you ruin the value of it. So I think, like I said, I think this is the smallest bowl from the Town and Country line. So and then like I said, it was all grimy and dirty, and all you got to do to clean it is get yourself a can of oven cleaner, and just put this in the sink and spray it on there and let it sit for a little bit. And then I have like it's a little scrubby. Oh, Grandma made it for me out of a certain type of yarn, but it's just a light little scrub is all you need. I probably could have done it with washcloth as well, but I have found that those little scrubbies that Grandma made for me work really good. So anyway, I just scrubbed all that off and sprayed it all in here, because usually you get a little grease kind of sticks in here, or the crud, kind of sticks in these little lines. So you just spray that down and scrub it, and look good as new. Absolutely beautiful. Perfect. So that was one little piece of Pyrex. Again, I think I only paid $3 for that. Nothing much. Now this other one I have stuck jewelry in, but this is a piece of the Americana. That's the name of the line, and it's got little things on here supposed to remind you of America. There's the eagle, the rooster, and then everybody's favorite, the kitty cat right there. Now, even though this has these little handles on it, this is not a Cinderella bowl. This is a casserole dish, and there's supposed to be a lid with it too. I dug through the lid. That's how I found that other piece of Pyrex. I was digging through a whole bunch of lids trying to find the lid to go on this, and found the Pyrex down buried in there with the lids. So again, this was a little cruddy. Had a little bit of where they, she'd baked something and just didn't wash it properly, and so it had a little bit of crud on it. So I just sprayed all this out, or sprayed that and cleaned it all up, and it's good as new. So this is from the Americana line, and a lot of people just like that cat. They crack me up. So anyway, so I use, and you don't have to bake casseroles in it. You can just carry jewelry around if you want to. So that was, oh, and then in addition to, now if you just refer back in my posts, I took some pictures of some of the things I had purchased at this lady's estate sale. So, and then she also had some jewelry books as well. Educators tend to have a lot of books, and so I was over there looking through her bookshelf, and there were a lot of things about the subject that she taught. And I was like, no, this lady, by this time I had gone through all the jewelry and everything. And I was like, no, this lady's a fashionista and a jewelry lady. There's got to be some jewelry reference books here. And sure enough, I found 4. One was about beading and the other 3 were about costume jewelry collecting. So I have yet to look through those yet, but I will. And I'm looking forward to that. All right, so let's move on to some things I've purchased online. And we'll start with this right here. This is some amethyst and some jade, and they are like a little grape cluster. And the purpose is just for it to sit on your shelf and to look at. And that's all. But I have always admired these, have always thought they were beautiful. And I this is probably the first of a collection. If I find them at the right price point, I will be picking them up as I go along. So, and I purchased this online from a new to me vendor, and that's going to be, and let me share that information with you. That's going to be from Perla at Perla's Precious. That is her YouTube channel name, Perla's Precious, and she sells household items, hard goods, in addition to jewelry. And so like this was my first purchase from her. I have since purchased some jewelry from her, but it has yet to come in, so that'll have to be in another haul video. But this was my first purchase from Perla, and very happy to have them. And I just think they're so pretty, and yeah, can't wait to set them on the shelf and look at it, which is what you're supposed to do with those. So that's what I got from Perla. And then let's talk about Rachel at Vintage Treats VA. And she had some clearance sales, several videos with clearance sales in them. And I got this from her. This is just a piece of costume, gold tone. Obviously, you see the little snakes right there. It's a snake cuff bracelet. There we go, and I'll have to tighten that down a little bit whenever I'm ready to wear it for good. I don't want to mess with it anymore, and I have to. But this, I'm not one for snakes. Okay, let's just say I know I have one on my property because he leaves his skin out for me every now and then. And as I've told my friends, I said, I know there are snakes out there in my yard. I just don't want to know there are snakes out there in my yard. But he leaves me a little snake skin present every now and then. So I know he's out there, but I've seen him, and as best as I can tell, he's non-poisonous, and he's just there to catch the critters, and so I'm okay with that. So he's a little bit of pest control for me, and I'll take it. So in that instance, he's welcome in my yard. But I thought this look had a little bit of an Egyptian look to it, and I thought that would look nice whenever I wear my scarab bracelets and that scarab watch that I have. So I'm looking forward to wearing this in the near future. Now, Rachel and I started our channels right around the same time, and so I've mentioned her before in posts, and I really want to encourage you to go to her channel. She's got some beautiful costume pieces, and Rachel loves to put together like jewelry looks and sell them in lots, and she does an excellent job on that. She's got quite the eye for it. So imagine my surprise when I thought this was going to be the only thing I got, and when I picked up the package from the table when I got home from work, I was like, there's more in here than just this bracelet. And sure enough, she had included some free gifts for me, and she didn't have to do that. And so I just want to say a thank you in sign language is from your chin out. So thank you to Rachel for giving me some extra jewelry, which I absolutely adore. And look at the look she put together for me. Look, it's a bracelet and a brooch and these oriental earrings right here. Look at that. Aren't they cool? So look at these. So we'll start with the earrings. And this is like an oriental thing. There's like a little flower there, and it's cut these crisscross, and look at that, and they're dangles, and Oh, I just love them. Oh, they're so pretty. Look at those. I've never seen that style in, you know, in the jewelry with that enameling jewelry that we think of when we think Asian jewelry. And she paired it with this little stretch bracelet here. Look at that. Look how cute that looks together. And then she sent a brooch in with it. Here's the brooch right here. It's got a little pearl center, and it's got these little green colored rhinestones on the side. And it is a brooch. There's the back side of it. So you can see the back. Got that riveting on there. And so you would wear it like this. But then whenever I was cleaning it and looking at it, do you guys see it? I don't know if you see it. The tubes right here and here. I'm like, if you wanted to, you could run a cord or a necklace through there, and you could even wear it as a pendant like this. And I thought, ooh, now that's pretty cool. So I will more than likely wear this more as a pendant than I would a brooch. But I just thought that was so cool. And see, you could wear it if you're feeling right side up, or if you're feeling bottom side up, you know, your choice. So anyway, I thought that was really cute. But there's a nice little holes right there. I don't know if you can. I'm trying to see if you guys can. There, like here and here. So I thought that was gonna be really cute. I was like, oh, look at that. You can wear the whole thing together. Oh, that'd be so cool. So I'm really excited about that. And again, thank you, Rachel, for sending that gift in the mail to me. I truly do appreciate it very, very much. And she is so sweet, and she's got the nicest laugh. You guys need to go and listen to and watch her videos. She's a hoot. I like her. And let's see here. What else where do we want to go next? Next we will go with Hannah at Hannah's Heirlooms. And Hannah had a sale. Let's see. Here's what I'm looking for right here. So she had a sale. She on Sunday, she does a live buy it now sale about every other week on Sundays on her channel. And I had, like I said, I had been traveling that weekend, and so I had just gotten in. I was about 30 minutes late to the sale, and she was like, oh, you just missed, you know, some of my creations. And she kind of slid this into the corner of the screen, and I was like, is that Tiger's Eye? And so then she pulled the whole thing over and showed this. Apparently, somehow Nancy at Coastal Cameo was involved. I don't know if Nancy sent these pieces to Hannah to make into a necklace, or if Hannah purchased it from Coastal Cameo to remake. Nancy over at Coastal Cameo had something to do with Hannah getting components of this, and then Hannah created this necklace. Does that make sense? So this is a new creation of Hannah's, and oh, did she not put a hang tag on it? I thought she did. Well, I guess she didn't put a hang tag on it. Okay, well, but Hannah did say that she had made this necklace. And so look at these. Now, I don't know if you remember not in my jewelry tray video of brown, I have some bracelets that have smaller nuggets of Tiger's Eye on it. I love Tiger's Eye. Remember, you can pronounce it Tiger Eye or Tiger's Eye, and I don't mean it plural like more than one tiger. I mean it tiger is with an apostrophe, a possessive Tiger's Eye. And so that's how I say it. But I have a couple of dangle bracelets that matches this perfectly, and I just look how pretty that is. Oh, I can't wait to wear it. I haven't worn it yet. I try to show you guys the videos or show you the jewelry in a haul video before I actually wear them, but it gives me time to percolate and think about how I'm going to wear the jewelry that I get in by doing that. So anyway, so I got this in, and I'm so excited to get to create an outfit to go with this, and I just love Tiger's Eye, just absolutely love it. And I just thought that was really neat how she took all these little, what would be single pendants, and made a really awesome necklace out of it. And beautiful chain too. Again, gold tone, you know, not real gold, but real Tiger's Eye. So there's that. So thank you, Hannah, for that. And so this was something I purchased from her. And then Hannah also had a little clearance sale, and I got these items from her. Here, let me use my new handy dandy ring holder that my husband 3D printed me. There we go. See, oh, look at that. So I got this ring right here from Hannah. She had this on clearance, and it fits, and there, right there. So nice little like Celtic knot design on it. To me, it's more Celtic. One could argue Nordic as well, but I'm going to go with Celtic. So can't wait to wear that. And then she had these sterling silver rings priced very inexpensively, and I purchased them. I like to stack rings, and I just kind of bought these for that purpose, just to add to a stack on my finger. But somebody, and I'm sorry, I do not remember who mentioned it, but somebody in Hannah's video said, oh, that's good to wear, like if you put on a ring and it's like a little too big, and then you put, one of these rings on and kind of tuck it up underneath it, it'll keep the ring from sliding off your finger, like if you're digging in your purse or what have you. And I thought, well, that's pretty clever. And I actually tried that trick on Friday. I wore a ring on this finger, and how kind of as the day goes on your fingers swell up a little, so I had to take it off and put that ring on this finger, but it was a little too big for this finger. But luckily I had a band on, and I was able to slide that on and kind of test that theory, and sure enough it worked perfectly. So I am looking forward to incorporating these and wearing them as part of like a stack. And then I don't have the right kind of earring tree. I mean, I can put this on here, maybe. Anyway, these are ear climbers, so I don't have the right kind of earring display to display them properly. But these are ear climbers, and they're sterling silver. And I actually do not own any ear climbers, so this will be a first for me. But I'm looking forward to trying them out. We were debating when Hannah was selling these. She was like, I don't know if they go like this or if they go like this, or and I was like, well, I'll buy them and I'll figure it out and report back. So there we go. Nice little, you know how I say my comfort jewelry, and sometimes I have comfort jewelry, and I very firmly believe that these two rings and these little climbers are probably going to become comfort jewelry. And what I mean by comfort jewelry is just that jewelry I just grab for when I'm in a rush, or like I know I'm going to have, I don't want to say a bad day, but like a day where I'm going to be, where I just don't want my jewelry to be in the way. And I don't even want to say it like that, because I don't mean jewelry gets in the way, but you'll see. Just watch some of my shorts sometime. You'll understand what I'm talking about. All right, moving on. I want to save these for last, so I'll circle back. Oh, there's one more thing here I got to talk about, Miss Hannah. Oh, Miss Hannah. I love her, love her, love her. I swear, if she ever lets me drive down to Georgia and visit her, I will. So, Hannah sent me a little surprise, 2 surprises in my package. I did not buy these. She sent them to me as gifts, and I appreciate that very, very much. I'm telling you, if you need a loving, embraceable, virtual home to go to, join the jewelry community, because that's how we are. So Hannah sent me a little note saying that she wanted to gift these earrings to me, these little door knockers, because she knows that I only had a couple of pairs, and I've said in shorts before, I was like, I want more of these. So I would have gladly have bought all this from her, but she sent them to me in my package as a gift, and so I appreciate these onyx earring components and whenever you put the little piece through, it'll look like a door knocker earring. And so I truly appreciate that, and they are so pretty and shiny. So I'm going to put those over there, and then this was the first thing I pulled out of the package. It was wrapped up in a little cellophane bag, and as soon as I pulled it out, I thought, this is a scarf, and then I thought, this is a Vera, and sure enough it is. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is, right here. There's the Vera logo. Can you see it? looks like a U, an E, an N, and an A, but it's actually a V, an E, an R, and an A. And then there's the copyright. And then can you see that right there? That's a ladybug. Later on in Vera's career, she started adding that to her as part of her logo and her signature. And so a lot of times when you're shopping, people will say, oh, it's a Vera Newman with a ladybug, or it's a ladybug Vera. And so that's what they're talking about. It just means it was made a little bit later in her career, pretty much when she became very, very famous and everybody was buying her stuff. And so look at this beautiful pattern. Oh, it's just so pretty. Absolutely love it. This is a sheer oblong. So this will be one that I wear around my hair and tied with tails coming down is probably how I'll wear it. The oblongs are really good for that. So if you're scarf shopping because you want to start wearing some scarves in your hair, an oblong is also a good place to start. So Hannah, thank you very, very much. Like I said, I would have bought this from you had I known you had it, and I appreciate it so much that you sent this to me. Oh, it means so much. These gifts and like I said, I'm not paid to promote these channels. I promote these channels because I care about these people, because they're nice people, and I just feel like we should be supporting the small business. You know, anybody can order something off of Amazon that was made in China. Anybody can go to Target and buy the exact same thing 100 other people just bought, or you can recycle and support Mother Earth and support a small business by just being patient in your shopping and waiting for the things that you want to come to you. So yeah, anyway, all right, so let's move on to Anna and Vintage Jewelry Galore. Anna at the end of the month always has an end of the month sale. I promoted it on my channel as well. Again, she didn't ask me to do that. It's something I wanted to do. And she has a lot of things that it's the stuff that like didn't sell. So she kind of, trims down the price a little and then offers it. And I shopped at this sale. And boy, did I make out like a bandit, in my opinion, and got a lot of really nice jewelry. So we'll start with this bangle bracelet right here. This is a shell bracelet, abalone. It's an abalone bracelet. Sorry, the word had to come to me. And it's a bangle. It's got it on the inside there as well. And it's a little tight over my knuckles, but once you get it on, it's there. So purchased this from her. I want to say this was like $10. So just beautiful, absolutely mesmerizing. And then Anna had some other things. So we'll start with DTR. I'm going to make a video one day of all my DTR. DTR stands for Desert Rose Trading, otherwise known as J. King, sometimes called J. King's Mine Finds. And he makes natural stone necklaces, bracelets, rings, earrings, and sells them on is it the Home Shopping? It's either HSN or QVC, one of those two. And I just really like his stuff. There's something about his jewelry that you can just look at and you go, oh, that's a J. King. And I just realized this isn't even there. Let's even that out just a little bit. There we go. So this is a nice little tan jasper. It's got some almost like marbling through it right here. And then when you got some greenish turquoise beads in here as well. He puts all of his items, well, I shouldn't say all of his items. He uses, hello. He uses sterling silver findings. He also has some brass findings as well. So he is not always sterling silver right here. And then right there's his little puffy heart, and right here on the hook it has DTR on it as well. So and he makes things his newer items are adjustable. Sometimes his older items are not, and they don't have the hook. They have a clasp, a lobster claw clasp to it. So I do appreciate having the adjustment, because sometimes you want to wear the necklace a little higher if you're layering pieces, or a little lower, maybe depending on your neckline of your blouse, that type of thing. So really happy to get some more DTR to add to my collection. So got that. Where shall I put all this stuff? Over here. And then I have started to collect some Joan Rivers. And so this is a Joan Rivers necklace. Now Joan Rivers is, I guess in my opinion, high-end costume. She never made anything out of real gold, real silver, some things have real stones in them, but for the most part it's all costume. And so there's her hang tag right there, Joan Rivers. I've read her book cover to cover, her jewelry book cover to cover, and let me tell you, that is a really neat book, because not only does she talk about her love of jewelry and what inspires her and what inspired her to create the jewelry, but she also, in one of the last chapters in the book is she has pictures of the people who made the jewelry, and she talks about the process from beginning to end, where from designing to samples to the finished product, and how the products were made right here in the United States. Some of them, not all of it, was made here in the US. But this is a piece of costume, so these are just acrylic, but we got a little AB bead here, and then we got some turquoise colored acrylic beads here, and then these are like I would say a jasper, and then we got would probably be a brownstone, and then this is like faux howlite back here. And then of course on the adjustable right here, so it's a nice long necklace, and it's very pretty. Sounds good too, if you can hear that. So purchased that from Anna at her end of the month sale. She also had some other Joan Rivers pieces, and so I got this gray lucite cat's eye necklace. Again, there's the hang tag right there, the adjustable piece to it, and then look at how pretty that is. Oh. And so Anna had two of these necklaces. One was gray, and the other one she called blue, but on my computer screen it looked purple or lavender color. So but I knew I would wear this one more, because if it was the same lavender color it looked like on my screen. I actually have some amethyst bead necklaces that I have not shared with you yet, so I need to pull those out and share those with you. But I have some amethyst bead necklaces that have a special meaning to me. So if I was going to wear something purple and beaded, I would gravitate towards that necklace before I would grab some lucite. So that's why I went with this gray, and gray can be a neutral as well, so I'm looking forward to finding just the right outfit for this lucite necklace here. And again, some great sounds there, you can hear that. And then I got one more piece of Joan Rivers from Anna at her end of the month sale, and this is just a gold chain, but again, Joan Rivers stuff is quality. I mean, you know how, I don't know if you've ever watched YouTube jewelry resellers go shopping, like if they video themselves shopping, you'll see them like touching things, and the more you do this, the more you will feel the difference in quality. Does that make sense? So sometimes you'll buy things, and even though it's not marked, because you can feel the quality in something. So let me get this clasp. So again, there's the hang tag, there's the extender, and then this is just a simple little gold necklace. Look at that, right there. Gold links, very pretty. And then, just for giggles, whenever I got this, I threw it on around my neck, and just even look at that. Look at how good that looks together, just like that. So again, excited. Got a nice little piece here. And I kind of thought in the back of my mind too, Joan Rivers also sold her eggs, her little jeweled eggs, and they have little hooks on them, so you can hook them onto things. And I kind of in the back of my head, I thought, if I ever get some of those eggs or any of her little pendants or charms, I could hang them off of this. I don't know if that was the intended purpose of it. you know, I don't think the late Joan Rivers would mind. She probably would have been like, yeah. So, and then made some crass joke about it. So kind of in the back of my mind, I thought, well, this is a nice little starter piece if I ever stumble upon any of Joan Rivers' little charms that I think she intended for people to add to bracelets, but probably to necklaces too. I don't know if it was this particular necklace, but that's kind of where my mind went on all that. Okay, then Anna had, we'll go here with this one. Now, I tucked this into a bag that Leslie of Black Dog Vintage sent. It was just handy for me to pick up real quick. And then I need an earring tree. Okay, so I'm going to try to talk about this without crying my eyes out. Back in 2020, a massive tornado ripped through Nashville and kind of followed the I-40 corridor and continued to wreak havoc all along I-40. And I have some lingering issues from that because of some damage and things that happened in my life at the time of that tornado. And a lot of people kind of frown and go, we had what? And because this tornado happened right before everything shut down with COVID. So not only did we have tornado recovery in the Middle Tennessee area, we also had, the shutdown from COVID and being, in the middle of a pandemic. So I have sought therapy because I finally realized that I couldn't do it on my own. So I went to a therapist or spoke to her, and she gave me some coping techniques that have helped tremendously. So my friends, if you are suffering from some PTSD, please talk to somebody. I want to encourage you to do that. Talk to a therapist and get some help. And so Anna in the past had either this brooch, this pin, or these earrings in sterling silver, and the earrings were either clips or they were screwbacks. Now, I've mentioned before, I don't really like to purchase those. I prefer a pierced earring, and it's got to be something really special for me to buy a clip or a screwback. And so when this came up in Anna's sale, now this is silver tone, this is not sterling silver, and you can really feel it and how lightweight this is, but she sold it to me as a set, and they are pierced. And I was like, okay, because they're pierced and it's a set, because you could wear this as a pendant on a torque or on a chain if you put some stops on there if you wanted to. And so I kind of did this because I'm like, time is helping. It's been 5 years now since that tornado came through, but I kind of bought this as kind of like a how shall I say it, as a middle finger to to that time in my life, and going, haha, I will persevere. So I don't know if I will ever wear these, but I know that I have them in my collection if I ever want to pull them out and wear them. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Talk to a therapist. Okay, these next two pieces, this one right here. Now, I love Egyptian items, and whoops, it's kind of a long necklace, so let's see if I can get it to stay up there. Real pretty like. So Anna made this. She had these beads, and she made this necklace and put this little scarab on here like this, and I just love this look. There we go. And I just love this look and thought it was so pretty. And so I went and I admired this whenever Anna showed it the first time, whenever she had first created it. Maybe I missed the sale where she offered it the first time, but for whatever reason it never sold, and so she was offering it again at her end of the month sale. So I snapped that up. I didn't even realize she still had this available. But I do like Egyptian items. I like having variety. I've mentioned before, like if I find something I really like, I got to have it in like every colorway. And so like all of my Egyptian stuff, you know, tends to skew towards that, you know, jade and tiger's eye and carnelian and stuff. So more fall-like colors. And I just thought this was just so pretty and different and unique and eye-catching. And so, and the price was right, of course. So I bought this. And I was like, well, I've got another Egyptian piece. And I was like, oh, and so my ears perked up at that. And she said, this one might need a restringing. And really when she was showing it, I didn't really understand what she was saying. But now that I have it in hand, I do understand. So I've got to be very, very delicate with this. I don't want to, yeah, like, oh, let me pop it up. There it goes. So it's got this real delicate clasp on it. And again, I don't know if you can see it. It's almost like just sewing thread that they've put these beads on. But let me get it up here, and I want to be real gentle with it. So Anna was saying it probably needs a restringing. And this would be, and this, oh, it's so pretty. Look at this. So we've got this, and this is ceramic right here. A little piece of ceramic scarab, and then we've got these two ceramic pieces here. This is like just touristy stuff that they would sell to, you know, the tourists coming through. But look how beautiful that is. Oh, I don't know about you, but I could see Cleopatra wearing this. I know I would. So look how pretty that is. Oh. And so I'm being very, very delicate with it. And she told me, she's like, now Amy, this needs a restringing. And I see now what she means now that I have it in hand. I just couldn't really see it, you know, on through Anna's live that day. But I see it now. But oh my goodness, a challenge accepted. You know, I don't know when I will get around to restringing this, but I will before I wear it again. So until then, this will just have to be a little collector piece that I look at and enjoy. But it is absolutely beautiful, and I would like to wear it. So to do that, I'm going to have to restring it. So I'll get around to it. I'm sorry, I just got to sit here and look at how pretty it is. It's just little gold tone beads on it right here. And these are real natural stones. I'm sure they're probably dyed. Yeah, probably died. Maybe. I don't know. But they're rough. They feel rough. They're not smooth. Oh, man. One day, I would love to go to Egypt. Ride a camel. Go out to the pyramids, which, of course, if you're a Stargate fan like I am, we know are just alien landing pads. So, if anybody watches Stargate, you'll totally get that. Okay, so, anyway. So, there's that. Now, Anna, as well, sent me a free gift. Again, I didn't ask for it. I'm not being paid for this. I don't do this to get free gifts from people. It just happened to be a free gift from Anna. But it is a beautiful, look at this, glass bead. Look at the lines in that bead. And then there's little silver tone caps to it. And then there's like a black bead, and then a AB crystal rondelle, or I don't know, that's not a rondelle. I don't know what it's like that. And that alternates, and then there's this beautiful clasp. Look at that clasp with the little crown and a little toggle, and then somebody put a little hang tag on here that says made with love in the heart shape, and it says made with love on that side too. Isn't that pretty? And that was a free gift from Anna, and I appreciate it very, very much. Don't have anything like it at all in my jewelry box. So again, we're going to have to work. I mean, obviously it's going to be black, green, and white. I'm trying to think if I have a scarf that would go with this. Oh man, look how beautiful that is. Now, my son, being the forensic scientist, you know, be like, oh, it looks like blood splatter. So maybe I'll wear it to one day when he's in court testifying against some bad guy. Anyway, it's just an absolutely beautiful necklace. Pretty glass beads. Oh, it's so gorgeous. It has a nice weight to it as well. And now I'm looking around like, oh no, there's still more. Oh, there's still more. I forgot there was more. Hold on to your horses. There's more. So this was the end of my buying, not my jewelry receiving, but my buying. So that was, let's see, Perla's Precious, Rachel at Vintage Treats VA, Hannah's Heirlooms, and Anna at Vintage Jewelry Galore. So, mind you, all the jewelry I showed you from Anna, keep that in mind whenever I make the announcement that she's getting ready to have her next end of the month sale, okay? I'm telling you, go to Anna's end of the month sale. She does an excellent job. And the Anna had her end of the month sale, and then like Rachel and Hannah had like clearance sales, and I was like, oh, hello, yeah, I love a good bargain, y'all. I take it, shave a few dollars off, and I'm sold. So, all right, so let me bring over some other jewelry here that I received as a gift. So, my friends, I have had a birthday, and my friends bought me some jewelry for my birthday. And let me get this all around here so I can share it with you. I have mentioned in the past that I like to wear Omega back door knockers, earrings, and by that I mean these things right here. And I have several of these components. See how it's pierced and it's got the omega back. Think of the Greek omega symbol, so that's where you get the omega back. And I have several of these. I have 3 pairs of these, but they're all gold tone. And I have said I wanted a silver tone omega component, and then I wanted more of the little hoops that make this a door knocker. So to make this a door knocker, so you take this piece here and you open up the earring and you put that through and hop it over there. And then I'm going to put it on here. So imagine that going through my ear, and then you close up the back. And then right here is your door knocker. Boom, boom, boom. Let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Earring right here. So this is, and because you can change these out, it changes the whole look. For example, here's the matching silver piece. So my girlfriends went to Mercari. Now, I do not shop at Mercari. I go there to look at things, but I've never purchased anything off of Mercari. And so my girlfriends watch my videos, and they have heard me say I wanted silver earring components and more of the door knocker pieces. And so my friend who shops on Mercari went shopping. And she said she ordered something, and she said when I got it, I knew it wasn't the right thing. And she's talking about this right here, and I forgot to bring back, so I'm going to have to hold it up here. So technically, yes, this is a silver door knocker earring. Absolutely. It's pierced. Yes. It is also Mexico 925 silver. And they're absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to wear them. They came with little rubber backs on them, but they were they needed to be thrown away. So but I cleaned these up last night and threw away the backings, and I forgot to put some backings in here when I brought this jewelry down here to film. So this is a pair of earrings that my friend bought for me. But she said that she knew from the video that these weren't right. She was hoping that this part right here came off, but they don't. See how it's all attached on there? Now these are still absolutely beautiful earrings, and I'm looking forward to wearing those. So she said she went back to Mercari and tried again and found these. And let me take it off and give you a matching set here. Boop, boop. And so these are a real, like a cream colored stone. Bottom part, I'm sure there's a fancy word for whatever this bottom part is, but the component of it here. So this would be the actual earring, and this is the stone bottom part. Anyway, but so it's kind of cream colored. It's kind of bright, so you might not be able to see how, but it's creamy colored. And then it also came with this little black pair right here, which I think are acrylic. I don't think the black ones are stone, because these are stone and heavier and cool to the touch, whereas this has a different sound to it. And where's the ones from Hannah? Remember Hannah sent me some, not even knowing that I had just said in passing I would like to have more of the bottom parts. And so Hannah sent me these. And so these are black onyx, and you can hear that these are real stone. And when you hold the two of these in your hand, you can feel the difference. Here, let me get the matching set so you can see. So they're a different shape, but this is acrylic. So all it really means is it's lighter. It'd be lighter on the ear. Not that these are all that heavy, but still. And they are shaped a little different. Do you see how the holes are different? I have started to notice that. Now that I have started to get more of these, I see the shapes are different. So not only the holes, but the whole piece. Now, we were out at a restaurant having our birthday dinner, all my girlfriends. There was 5 of us total. And it was dark, and one of them said, "Do those even match?" Because I thought these were a pair. I was like, "Yeah, they match." Unfortunately, they do not. Once I got them home and got them cleaned up and looked at them, so not only are they different in size, color, but if you'll notice, the hole in this one is more oval and this one's more round. Now they are both real stones, but they are not matching. This is obvious. I mean, if you ask me, they're both a type of jasper. They just have different colors to them. This one's dark and more of a burnt orange, whereas this one has a lot more rust colored red to it and gray in it as well. So we have decided that somewhere out in the universe is the other sets, and we will find them one day, and then I'll have a matching set. But until then, I am up 2 pair of black, and then I got this nice little cream color set, and then I got this. Now, if I'm ever in the mood to be non-matchy-matchy, which the chances of that are very slim. I could always wear just one earring, like maybe pirate style. So I don't know. Anyway, the matches are out there, and if it's meant to be, they will come into my life. That has been my philosophy. My husband taught me that philosophy. He's like, if it's meant to be, it'll come into our life again. And there's a lot of truth to that, y'all. But I now have a set of silver earring pierced omega back components for door knockers, and I'm so excited about that. So that is everything, y'all. Everything. Here, let's put this in here. Remember, I always like to give you something pretty to look at while I'm running my mouth at the very end of my spiel here. So let's put that there. And let's get this here. Yep. We're just going to put together a little look right here. There we go. And a ring, because I can. There. Okay, so now you have something to look at while I talk. Okay, my friends, this is the point of the video where I say, hey, go visit all these people I've been talking about and like and subscribe their channel. And if you have not yet hit that thumbs up like button for me, will you please do so? Doing so tells YouTube that you are watching my videos, and that, gee, if you're watching the video and this person's watching the video, then maybe we ought to promote this channel to somebody else who has never found Hello Jewelry Friends, and let them try it out, because a lot of people like it, so therefore other people might like it too. So that tells YouTube people are watching my video. Now, if you will also subscribe to my channel, subscribing to my channel lets YouTube know that not only are people watching my videos, but they like me enough to want to continue to be notified that I have videos up. So my kind of pattern with YouTube currently is that I put feature-length videos up on Saturdays. I put shorts up with my jewelry of the day in the middle of the week, in addition to some posts about maybe other people having sales, or I'll put a post up about, like I've been taking pictures of my, people have been asking me how I wear my scarves in my hair, so I've been taking backward selfies of myself and posting those, so that way you can see how I style the scarves in my hair. And from time to time, if I've got something going on here in my Middle Tennessee area that I can share with you guys, I'll make a post about that, or a short little video as well. I'm blessed to work for the great state of Tennessee, and I have easy access to the Tennessee State Library, or excuse me, let me slow that down. I have easy access to the Tennessee State Museum, which is across the park from where I work at the State Library, but they have beautiful displays over at the Tennessee State Museum, which, by the way, is free to go to the Tennessee State Museum. It is open Tuesday through Saturday, like 10 to 5, but it's free to get in. So, and you can go learn about Tennessee history. And I've been wanting to get over there and film. They have one piece of jewelry I want to share with you guys, but it's super dark in there for this particular display, so I don't know how well to come over, but I want to film a piece of jewelry that they have on display right now as part of their special display, their rotating display. Anyway, so, and by rotation I mean a short period of time, and then they take it out and put something else in. It doesn't spin, it doesn't rotate. So anyway, just in case you were confused about that. So anyway, but my point is, I do other things besides just talk about all my jewelry and all my hauls. I also share a few things going on in Nashville as best I can with you guys. And I just want to say thank you for being here. You could have clicked on somebody else's video. You could have clicked off by now, but thank you for being here. And if you could, just leave a comment below. Tell me what your favorite piece of my haul was, or something that, inspired you. It might have been my Pyrex, not my jewelry. Who knows? Do you collect Pyrex? So let's talk about that. I love to talk about Pyrex. I also collect... oh, and I've been meaning to bring a piece of it down here to show y'all. I need to. I also collect Gay Fad fruit, and I know that sounds really weird, but Gay Fad was a woman, and she painted blanks, glassware blanks, and so I like her fruit line, and so I picked up a piece of that at that estate sale too. Oh man, where's that bowl at? Oh, I must have it. I'm gonna have to find that. I talk about it enough. I need to share it with y'all, so one day I will. And so anyway, tell me what you collect. Maybe it might not be Pyrex, it might not be glassware, it might not be jewelry, it might not be scarves. Tell me what else you collect, because I have found that a lot of people who are jewelry collectors also obsess over other things and have other collections. And let's talk about it. I'd love to hear what you collect. And I guess that's all I have for you right now. I mean, thanks for being here. Truly. I know you can't see me, but from my chin out here, let me give you the sign language for thank you. And I truly do appreciate it. I hope all of you have had a blessed day, blessed week, and may God bless you greatly. Bye-bye.